Since Donington, I've just been really focusing on Thruxton. I've been training quite a lot, and hopefully that'll give me just a little bit more advantage in the car, and maybe we'll see that improvements this weekend. But if not, we'll just keep pedaling away. But yeah, I've just been. Obviously, it was quite hard to come back after Donington not having the best of weekends, but we just had to clear the mindset, talk to Phil, talk to the management that I have, and make sure and they helped me get a clear mindset. So I'm good for this weekend. I really like Thruxton. I haven't raced here because of what I did last year with only half the season, but I've done two days here, and I really like the track. It's really fast and flowing. It's the fastest circuit in the country, and especially it looks really good for racing. I've only seen it on TV, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I think it should be really good fun. My favourite part of this track is got to be Church, just like everyone would say. It's the fastest corner. I think we're apexing around 106 miles an hour, and there's a nice crest as you go through the curve, which sends you sideways, and it's really nice, especially in these cars with only road tyres on. You can imagine what it's like. So it's really nice, and to go 106 miles an hour and only these 90 horsepower cars is quite something. So yeah, I really like this track.
I think Charlie, certainly when you look at where he was from last season, has made absolutely massive improvements. Not only just in terms of his pace, but his understanding of what he's trying to achieve in the car, how we make sure we get the car to feel how he wants it to feel and drive how he wants it to drive it, so he can ultimately get that lap time out of it. So from my point of view, what time he has had last season is paid great dividends, and he's come out and can quite easily be fastest in some sessions. Obviously you've got to make sure that you not only put a session together but the entire race weekend, and I think that's obviously one of those things that certainly we're going to sort of be working on with Charlie. He has had a few issues that we've managed to rectify for certain races, so it's just a matter of basically putting everything together, so we not only have a good free practice, but that goes into a good qualifying, which then goes into a good race one, and then hopefully race two. Well, the same with all our drivers. Obviously, we'll go in depth with the video. We'll go in depth with obviously all the data just to improve that basic pace. But just purely understanding as well, understanding car physics. So whilst the car might be doing one thing one way, can he do something as a driver to make it feel different? So all the time we're just trying to neaten that up and improve that. And between myself, Jody, the other half of the sort of other half of HHC that looks after the actual technical side of the cars, and then obviously Phil Glue as well, who looks after the driver coaching side of things. Well, it's a very long way to go. We all know Ginetta Junior goes up and down like nobody else knows. So, certainly from my point of view, I want to see Charlie take some wins, a few more consistent podiums, and we'll see where that puts him. It wasn't the perfect session. We had a problem with the brakes binding, so we couldn't get the maximum performance out of the car on the straights, so we're losing quite a lot of time on the straights, but the guys know what to do. We've fixed it, we've done something with the brakes. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure the mechanics do, and the engineers, and hopefully we'll get back out and do a really good job in qualifying. It's very hot out there, really hot, and I was sweating. I'm sure all the other guys were, but the car actually performed really well in the corners, and the balance of the
the car was really nice, so it was lovely to drive, and straight away I felt like the car was performing where I wanted it to be, so I was really happy with it, yeah. So if I look at the data, obviously it's quite hard to see because of the problems that we had on the straights, but if I look at the data, a bit look at the video, we need a tow with one of my teammates, probably Lewis, so we're just going to find out the best distance and where to change over and stuff like that. And I'll be talking to Phil. I might do a bit more reaction stuff, and other than that, just probably chill out for the next qualifying. What I'm hoping for qualifying, well, pole obviously would be nice. I've never poled it in qualifying before. At best is third, so if I could improve on that, I'd like to get somewhere in the top 5. I've had a bit of problem like Donington, where I qualified way outside the top 10, and it just ruins your race really if you're not in the front pack. So anywhere within the top 5 or top 6 would be really, really helpful. Yeah, so qualified at P11. It's not the perfect position. Like I said, we want it to be in the top 5, top 6 kind of area is always the best. But if you look at it with P11, but just 3/10 off pole, which is absolutely nothing, you know. It's so close in these kind of racing where you need a tow in this, and I did try and get my best tow, but some tows are just better than others. So obviously the best guy got the best one, and we just didn't get the perfect one we could. But I think it's shown, because this circuit's such a high degradation on tyre wear, so the tyres just shred like that, and they get so hot, especially in this heat today, that they wear really bad, so you get a lot of oversteer. However, I was actually really quick when the tyres were going off, so that's really positive for the race. Yeah, for sure. I mean, P11 is not terrible, and you know, we've got some really, really good guys in front of us. We've got all of our teammates in front of us, so I know I can work with them, and you're just going to tow up to everyone and make sure that you use the slipstream to your best effect. Yeah, my mum's not here this weekend. I don't feel like she is a jinx, however it has been slightly weird how every time she has been there on the Saturday or Sunday really, I haven't had the best race, especially on Saturday. So she stayed away for this one. I don't just think because she thinks she's a jinx, but also because it's 6.5 hours away from where we live. But we'll have to see if she's not, but yeah, I'm sure she's not. Yeah, it was not bad. We went up the field. We didn't get the perfect start. I think we dropped to like 15th, 16th. Didn't get into gear into 5th on the run up to turn 1 of the first corner. So it wasn't perfect, but then we got a bit hung out to dry on the inside, and everyone kind of went past us first complex. But kept my head cool. I haven't had the best results yet in terms of race 1 at Brands or Donington, so I wanted to make sure that I finished this one in a decent position. So I tried to keep my head and keep picking one off one by one. First was with a teammate, and then got through to 8th, and was really happy with that. Yeah. So yeah, we had a few good battles on the track. Got past my teammate up into Church. Got a really good run out of Goodwood, and I think that was the deciding factor of the race. I think that was the best place to make the moves into Goodwood, a really fast right-hander, and just make sure you kind of get the switch back into Church. the fastest corner on the track. So I think that was the most deciding move I could make, and I did it on quite a few drivers, so really happy with that. Yeah, so Thruxton weekend's over now. I have to say it's been a better weekend, the best weekend we've had this year, and I'm really happy with it. You know, we haven't had the easiest of first couple of rounds, but to come back with 2 top 10s, and yeah, we had a good pace as well, is really promising for the next round at Alton. Yeah, I've been to Alton once, enjoyed it, really nice track, technical, which I like about that. You know, it's not just dependent on what kind of toe you get, so that should be really nice. Been there in the wet, the dry, the snow, you name it, I've been there. So I've done a lot of mixture of days, a mixture of weather there, and we were really fast, but testing's one thing, racing's another, so we'll have to see how we get on there. So yeah, I am happy. We have had a good weekend overall. I may have been a bit disheartened by this race, but I know that I've got the pace now. I'm really looking forward for Alton. My season is starting to kick off now, and I think this will be the start of something really good. Now hopefully we'll get on the podium next weekend and make sure we get much better results now.